bets. Online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quest for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Starladder I-League Star Series Season 3. We are going into our second match of Group D of the day, and, well, we've actually switched up the Carson duo. I'm still here, but Hugo has turned into Just Harry GG.
Yeah, we traded out our resident Henry G to go ahead and sub me, and I don't know who I'm a budget of. But I'm sure I'll find out. You know, there's always time for that. But like you say, Tom, we are going to be heading into our second best of three for tonight. Team Spirit versus Space Soldiers. And I'm sure you've already got the map videos up on the screen now because you're, we're getting used to it. So you want to go ahead and talk us through them a little bit based on, you know, kind of your predictions for it, how you think it favors each team. I know me and you've already kind of spoke about it a little bit, so I know what your views are.
Yeah, the interesting thing about these maps is the fact that both teams do like Cobble and Cash, but the last few times that we've actually seen them play this, it has been both times Space Soldiers winning. Obviously, I think we saw them play only yesterday on Cobble, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a Space Soldiers victory. So clearly similar map pools are coming in. It will actually be Spirit to pick this one out. The interesting one is Overpass. If we get that far, that's where things really open up. Obviously, these teams not been playing a huge amount of games recently, not been able to get to the Tier 1 tournaments, and a lot of the online ones haven't been around so much. So definitely going to be looking forward to see what we can come out here. The only problem is Space Soldiers, they got their new boy Calyx. I'm really excited to see him in the mix, and I think that if they continue in this way, like with this roster, I think not only this should be a 2-0, but 2-0, but I think they should also be a team like challenging top 20 as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could see that happening. You know, I've always thought they're a very strong lineup. I've always kind of harped on about the fact that they should maybe consider doing a swap, engine for, my picks for someone like Calyx or Woxic. I think, have been two strong contenders. And even Paz, actually. I think, oh, wait, no, he is in the team, not Paz. What am I about? I can't remember. How have I forgotten the name of my third dude? Oh, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. But I mean, the only issue with Woxic is he's someone who is, very similar to Despair in kind of their playstyle. So, maybe not the best trade. But, regardless, like you said, I'm very interested in seeing it. For those of you who haven't seen me and Tom do this before, though, occasionally we like to say hello to you guys in the chat, just at the beginning to let you know that you have been noticed. And seeing as there was a delay, I feel like we should do that quickly. We've got Uhtred DK, Tariqa Faya, Dog Uka Metin, Alien the Na, or Aliana. Alien Athena?
Yeah,
there we go. I'm sorry. Jadeko, Xenon 3, the mod, the man, the legend. And Justice, Juice, Victory Peke. That'll do. Pissed around already well and truly underway. And, it looks like Team Spirit going to be starting on the CT side. And 17 players over towards A. Space Soldiers have got someone to watch it, but it's going to be an aggressive peek out on towards ramp early on. Centaurus can't quite get anything from it. Does fall on back. Nothing really going either team's way just yet. He does spot out Coldy, who tries to go for that peek, but the pop flash kind of actually blinds him more than it blinds anyone for Space Soldiers. He does still find that first frag, though. Zentara's going to go down, and Major's trying to equalize things out into a 4-on-4 elsewhere. For the time being, they have lost a lot of presence over towards B, and it looks like Coldy wants to try and force the issue a little bit, go maybe a little bit aggressive down B long.
We're going to see the full rotation coming out from Major. They're going to go all the way around the map to get himself back towards that B site. Still not really sure of the direction that we want to see coming out from Space Soldiers at the moment, and further aggression looks to be coming out from Sotfik. Now, originally we saw that come out from Davkos and he lost his life, but in the meantime, we've actually seen him go down, and now Sotfik do exactly the same thing, and this is going to be huge for information. Going to know exactly where their opposition are going now. It is going to be that push coming in, and already we're going to see the first coming in. Dima will get it. And Coldy, he's been dinked down, but they haven't really gained much ground. Still a little bit of utility on Despair as well, but he's holding the flank, so the value of that is going to be heavily diminished.
Yeah, they spot out Sotfik there on the flank, and do manage to tag him down. Just the presence of Despe watching that angle does force his hand to fall on back. Now, Calyx blocks that flash like a champ, and as a result, it's going to be rendered null and void. Doesn't matter, no one was there. It's Calyx on the push there to find it first. Now, they've got to watch out for Sophic, who the timing has been a thorn in their sides. They're going to be pushing out towards him. Now, he has to try and hold down the site long enough for the rest of Team Spirit to rotate in and around, and he does just give it up. Instead, going to play for the retake. Finds that first frag on a Calyx. Demon's already rotated over to try and trade things out, and he does so, leaving it all on Paz. 1v2.
It just about manages to get the bomb down and does pick up the first, but Coldy will be there to trade, obviously having the kit in play as well. And that will mean that everything is going to be sorted out. So, first round, in the end, does go to Team Spirit, even after the initial aggression doesn't work out. And even after the sort of split comes in, you think, okay, Sophic is about to get overwhelmed. Surely there's no way he can come back from this. And actually just ducks back in. He doesn't take the fight. He goes back around and then manages to get a pick. And then they just play off the man advantage. Very smart stuff. Now, obviously, we're expecting this save to come in. Not going to go full force. So have Paz onto a Deagle. A few P250s, a smoke, and a flashbang over on that T side. But more interestingly, heavy SMGs. Now, they know there's a buy coming in the next round. So I'm going to be interested to see if they actually force up all of these SMGs into the next. And did Demon just get a 100 damage nade kill? Because that's ridiculous, even with no armor.
Yeah, the nades just raining in like artillery right now. And no one to refrag just yet, Spirit. Clean to find himself a second and a third. And then Dima let him up the next. It's a nice bit of money farmed up on Dima. Coldy finds the other 3 frags. He looks to take himself to a 5-0 scoreline right now. Just bringing in the kills for Team Spirit in their start here over on the CT side. Now, Space Soldiers will have money to invest in this round as a result of that early bomb plant. They have a little bit of utility to play around with, but look at how much Team Spirit have. Interestingly enough, they're not going to opt to buy up the rifles just yet. They are just going to stay on these SMGs, looking to try and grab around for a relatively low investment. It's an interesting decision. Is it going to pay off? I mean, they kind of give Space Soldiers that bit of a fighting chance. They're going to go aggressive, and Paz finds 1, finds 2. The flashes, they work out brilliantly. And speaking of a fighting chance, this man has given them just that, and already Team Spirit fall on back. They're thinking about saving.
Yeah, what do you do in this situation? You've already completely been isolated out of this round. The 2 entries come in very, very quickly, and the thing is, I understand why they went for this. They're going to have a buy into the next round anyway. They'll get themselves 1,400. The thing is, I'm just surprised that in that second round they bought up this many SMGs. They know there's a bomb plant going down, or they knew it went down in the previous round. You know it's likely to be a save. Yes, you can make a nice amount of money off of the SMGs, but to keep 4? That's a little bit too much for me. UMPs, yes, they are sort of in that meta. They're sort of being highlighted by everyone at the moment, but I just don't really see the value of it. And Davkos, he's going to be on an SMG next round anyway as well, so whether they even have that much of a better buy going into the next, that's what's going to interest me even more.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly as well interesting, you know, pick up them 4 rifles. It's a bit of a shame that, you know, the man who mops up the majority of the frags is Coldy. The only one player on the rifle, may I add. You know, I mean, if those kills had been a little bit more evenly distributed, everyone had kind of picked up maybe, you know, $600 each getting a kill, then we might have seen a better distribution of money. We might have seen them go for the buy-up. They would have had more to play around with, but sadly, as a result of something as tiny as someone else getting the frag, it does make a rather large impact. But anyway, there will be another buy on the cards this time. 2 rifles in play. There's 2 UMPs as well. They flash it aggressively over towards long. Now, Sophic does live, but Davkos is isolated in the corner here. Sophic isn't there to trade either. He has to fall on back. So that was essentially Davkos being fed to the wolves over towards long. He goes down. Now Sophic's there alone. He pushes back up to try and maintain this aggression, keep the UMP at an effective distance, but these AK should still be able to dispatch him. Now Coldy's going to get Molotov'd out. He's going to be standing here for quite some time. He's going to be low HP. Molotov their own out on a Despe who doesn't make the same mistake, but Dima says no. It doesn't matter. Takes his head clean off with the UMP regardless. Going to equalize things back out in a 4-on-4. Now Bomb's going to be slowly but surely looking like it wants to potentially rotate over towards that A site. They have got someone trying to clear drop. You can see Zentara is going to be going for this, but no one's there for him. So instead, Bomb's going to look to rejoin the rest of the guys over towards mid and potentially break out on towards this A site.
Yeah, Zentara's will pick one. Alex going to be looking to take over drop control as well. It is edging his way over towards this A site now with Sophic the only man to defend. He's got a UMP. The range not going to be in his favor, so he's going to fall back to a much closer angle. Zontares coming around, might actually catch him while he's reloading, but he manages to just duck behind the wall, but he doesn't know Zontares has crossed. And now the remaining 2 players, they're just going to fall back and save once again. Now, in terms of the buy in the next round, they should be able to get rifles up once more, even with only 2 players saving. The problem is it sort of means that they've just, instead of buying them in the second round, they've just basically handed Space Soldiers 2 rounds that they're going to keep very, very clean. And then they're going to buy the rifles. It just seems like a really weird way of doing it. If they'd done a load of damage and only 1 player had been left alive, I could definitely get behind it and say, okay, you've managed to do a lot of damage and you've kept these SMGs. But instead, it's almost as if they're just almost burning rounds down, and then the Turkish side is just going to be like, okay, thank you very much, and now we're going to move in and try and break your economy as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering when you do look at it, they're going to be sitting on about $5,000 a piece into the next round, $5,000-$6,000. Even once Despa's bought down, there's still going to be kind of a majority of the players sitting on around 6,000. You know, they're going to be in a great place. So, like you say, it was 2 rounds that didn't need to be given away with very little impact, and has meant the Space Soldiers now going to be sitting in a great position to try and do some damage here. Now, Despa is going to be buying on down. He doesn't elect to buy the AWP, interestingly enough. Just going to be sticking with the 5 rifles. I guess I think that's worked out well enough for them. Dav Costa will have an AWP of his own, though. The AWP for the side of Team Spirit, kind of the one of the star players we would look to make a big impact. Now, these nades early on going to find a good bit of damage. Mage has been tagged down low. He does hear Demon moving into that corner. Flash goes out. Allows Demon to go for the peak. Now, Mage is going to fall. No one's had a trade frag just yet. And that does, for the time being, mean the man advantage going to be going the way of Team Spirit here. Over towards Long. Davkos locking things down on his own. Molotov's going to go out. Forces him out of position. And now he is to relinquish control of Long. Over to the text for the time being. Space Soldiers looking to try and take full advantage of that. Calix over here along with the bomb. Paz falling on back to pick that up, and you can see they're rotating around as well. Despace slowly but surely making his way downtown to rejoin everyone else over towards A. Sophics playing up close. He's going to be the player to engage these guys first, and they also have then Zontares trying to grab drop down control once again. Having control of this when you're taking A is so incredibly strong. It is essential for taking either one of the sites. It's like you said last time we actually cast this map, it's being considered almost the new mid for Cobblestone.
We are going to have the majority of players still edging their way over towards that A site. Zontares is still going to be making his move. Now, he hasn't spotted anyone. He's on the B site. They haven't spotted him, and he's actually going to be able to get behind Kabakan. That's just cruel. Easy execution for him, leaving, again, 2 players over towards this A site, but they're getting pincered in. Calix will find one. There goes the Orpa of Davkos, and now Sophic, well, he's up close. He's got a decent position at least. Are they going to spot him out? That's the big question, because nobody's pushed through mid. They should expect someone to be in this angle, but Zontares, he doesn't even care. He's taken another over in that long position as well. Calix will go down, and actually Sophic's going to drop one, almost dropping the bomb, but it doesn't matter. Despe will finish him off. Zontares holding the flank, and his little push-through drop there just wins them the round, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, once he just keeps showing how strong that drop-down position is, and how it's so important to hold on to. For the time being, Team Spirit, they're taking things very passively. They give it to them almost every single round, and Space Soldiers are ones to not take advantage of that fact. Now, look at this. Despace playing this very passively, watching the long aggression from Rapunzel, and this is where things can get very bad here for that CT side. Is if they do look to go out long aggressive, it's going to be near on impossible for them to shut Despe down. He should better pick up 1 or 2 very easy frags before they even realize what's going on. It's going to leave 2 players to hold B in the form of Coldy and Dima. Dima does have this Deagle to play around with towards platform. It is one of his best positions. Good pop flash, though, coming in from Zontares as he looks to try and peek out for info. Mage is going to be pushing out towards mid as well. Now, he might be biting off more than he can shoot, as there are 3 players here waiting for him. The majority, they're going to be pushing in towards B. Zontares finds the first. Coley's going to be tagged down low as well, but he's trying to refrag desperately. Now he's tagged down to 2 HP. And he will fall at the hand of Calix. That B site now going to be completely open.
Ooh, Davkos does actually manage to take down Major, who was caught unaware. And actually, Zontares is pretty low as well, so there's still the potential to do quite a bit of damage. Despe going to lose his life to Davkos as well. That's an AWP into his hands. And although it's a 3 versus 3, I do expect to see the CT side just save these weapons. It's going to be so valuable going into the next round. Davkos probably would have an AWP anyway, so there is that argument to maybe try and do a little bit of damage, and you can see he is going to be setting up just to try and catch someone over towards Plat, but I don't expect them to push back in here unless he gets a kill within the next 2 seconds.
2 seconds is very specific, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
Like they might still be trying to go for this.
Really wanted it to be quick. Kabak actually
Kabaka's
will
gonna get one. Yeah,
kill.
there you go. Now they fall back. Like you say, not fast enough to find that one kill. They do send in Sotfik just to try and say, you know, see if he can do anything. And here's Pat moment to catch him as they think it's a save. He goes down. It's all Zantares who is going to go for the peak, but he's tagged down low. They might be able to do a bit of a clean house here on the Space Soldiers, guys, as now he looks to fall on back. They're going to try and flank him over towards A, but they don't want to go too aggressive themselves and risk losing anything they happen able to save. 3 weapons saved up for Team Spirit, and only Zantares surviving in that round there for Space Soldiers. So a good bit of economic damage done, just starting to chip away at the beast that has been rising, which is the Space Soldiers economy. You can see it's not looking to be in too great shape now. Only really Zantares sitting on a bit of a mountain of cash. A buy down for Team Spirit. Once again, the AWP up on Davkos, who was able to save that out of the last round. Very low investment from them. They will have enough money to buy up into the next round as a result of saving so many weapons in the last. While Zantares to find the first. They try and hold drop, and when they do, they get punished for it. Zantares does opt to go aggressively here now. Sotfik does peek out wide. Not going to expect him to go that aggressive when he finds himself another. Coldie's coming on the flank. Please don't everyone just die to Zantares.
Finally, somebody takes him down. Calyx, however, the new man on the block, is going to be there to trade things straight back. 1 man left. Davkos. Now, he's actually got a pretty good angle. It just depends where the bomb actually goes, and they're going to duck back through the door. Despe, well, he's going to be isolated. Didn't even need to go for anything there. Davkos actually going to be sneaking back past. Now, are they going to be holding the angle? Calyx is going to be there. He actually picks up another. Now, the only problem is, does Davkos actually know where the bomb has been planted? No, he does not. Goes back towards A. Major will finish things off, retrieve the AWP anyway, and that is going to be that reset. But the thing is, the amount of money they've made has put them in a position to actually buy again. So although they lose the round, they're going to get 3,400 into their bank accounts, and also they're going to get themselves all that extra money they made when they picked up the AWP, when they picked up the AKs, so they will actually be able to get a buy. They have called in a pause. Obviously, it's been 5 rounds in a row. I think the big thing they have to rectify is something we've already sort of hampered on at, is the fact that their drop-down control is very, very bad at this point in time.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see them, you know, rotate Sotfik off that A site to back up Kabak down in drop. I mean, Kabakan's sitting on 1 frag right now, and I don't even think that's him necessarily, you know, not playing well. I think it's just him dying at every given opportunity and towards drop down, which I guess, you know, is kind of not playing well by definition. But if they haven't, you know, responded to how Space Soldiers are playing this by sticking someone else in drop, then in part, I would say that is down to Team Spirit's decision making. And there we go. We're going to be seeing exactly that. Kabak in here, 3 players over towards B. I hope one of these guys goes in towards drop down instead of just having them positioned on the outside. As you know, when Kabak does fail, at least there's someone here who might be able to mop up a couple of frags. And that looks to be how they're going to do it for the time being, which does make sense in a way, as now you can see they can rotate one of these players off. And, you know, then watch the connector angle. But still, I mean, it does limit a little bit how quickly you can react to that drop-down play. Still, 4 players over here towards B. Sotfik alone on the UMP over towards that A site. Now, Space Soldiers have been doing a great job of feeling this out and, you know, rooting out these Team Spirit players, finding out where they're most heavily stacked, and then going to the opposite site. But they don't need that. Major on the entry does find Davkos. He's going to go down. That's the AWP at the hand of Team Spirit, and they lose one of these players over towards B. The flash is already raiding on in. They're going to try and go for this, Tom.
And the big problem is Kabakan's already fallen back, so they're not going to have any drop-down control, leaving them pincered in onto the side. The bomb, in the meantime, has actually begun to rotate back. Now, so far, Space Soldiers have had a very good read of where the remaining players are. And with drop control, they seem very happy to just split back towards this A site, try and take that control. Now, you can see Dima is actually going to be over towards Rock, trying to hold it down from the other side. But as he pushes in, Kabakan pushes in as well. Both players go down, and it leaves the A site alone once again. Nothing that can be done, and it just seems they're getting just outplayed at the moment in time. Obviously, Major finds the first pick. They try and react to that, and then they lose drop control. Then Zantares takes drop control. And it's basically just like, okay, we're just going to outsmart you in every corner. We're going to use our incredible aim, which a lot of these players have, to just basically find one pick, and then your whole setup dissolves.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, the real issue is, I think, you know, the reason why we're seeing this is Tom, if I asked you to name a map that Space Soldiers is strong on, what would it be?
Well, statistically, Cash, but when you actually watch them play, Cobble.
Okay, and what are the 2 maps that come up first?
It is.
Bearing your answer in mind, in this matchup, it's Cobble and Cash, the kind of 2 that benefit Space Soldiers so well. You know, Cobblestone being one of their most played, Cash being their highest win rate. And I mean, like you say, when you watch them play on either of the maps, they do just look spectacular. Cobble's one that we see them play a lot, and while statistically, it might not show their true skill on this map. I would say the reason is because they usually play this up against better teams, is what I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of their go-to pick because they know they're good on it. And then the other ones, I mean, that's an interesting point. You know, the stats do look a bit distorted, I feel.
Yeah, I feel that the problem is, it's the way you go about it from Spirit's point of view. I don't think you can just ban out one of your best maps because someone else is better at it. A team has just been knifed by a teammate. That's not going to help anyone.
Yeah, Coldly just gave him a friendly tap on the shoulder. You know, maybe that's because no one's called that Kabaka needs some damn help yet. I don't know. But let's see how they do try and deal with this. Instead, they've gone, okay, Kabaka, you're out. You're done. You know, you're not playing B anymore. We're probably going to kick you off the roster. Instead, we've got Sotfik to hold it. He's capable. He's got that UMP. He's up close and personal, and he's the guy who can really do the damage. That's why we've replaced him with you, Kabakan. That's why he's now holding drop down. He's just a stellar specimen, an exact example of how you should be when it comes to holding this position. He doesn't falter, and he's going to play Calix. So there we go. He's gone down. They lose drop down control. The strategy doesn't work. Team Spirit, they've been out-stratted here. Deem is able to get 1, but then quickly returned by Calix, who finds 2, finds 3, and he shuts it down. He's actually on 4 right now. And oh, it's all coming up Calix. 4 HP, the same amount of HP as he does frags, but he keeps rolling with the punches anyway. It's all on Kabakan, 1v4.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for anybody playing drop when the 2 players that are being put into drop are Calix and Zontares. Obviously, Zontares known for like his talent on this roster, and then Calix being known for being the best player in the 2nd best Turkish team, now just transferred over. So it is horrific. Like, I wouldn't like to be in the position of any player playing up against that. But, well, unfortunately somebody has to, and so far it's just not working out very well at all. Either way, we are going to have a buyback up. Double AWP setup employed. I like the idea. The only problem is double AWP, it's very good for holding onto the A site and holding onto plat. Doesn't really help you at all with holding drop down. So unless they're going to then set up in a way that has 2 over towards drop and then maybe 1 over towards that A site, I don't really know how this is going to go down.
Do you feel like this is more of a desperation play? Trying to find something that works.
Well,
and it might. Bomb's going to go down just out in the open. Sotfik, he's making this look almost easy now as he flashes out towards me. Going to be peeking out wide. Calix has got aggressive and does manage to duck out with the bomb through the smoke. A key part of this game just happened just then. They managed to grab that bomb through the smoke. I mean, this game, maybe this round, bit of a...
Look who has drop control.
Oh no, it's the man. It's the king of drop. You got the king of banana, you know, that's Freiburg, give or take. And now it is Zontares, king of drop down. He's there. And they're about to learn all about his nasty little secrets as he peeks on out. The split going to be more than underway and more than possible here. Coldly's now trapped in the corner as well. Flashes himself out, but they got to worry about Zontares as he's now looking to rear his head out through drop.
I'm hoping that they actually Molotov this position, just because then it will force him back into the angle. And there we go. Exactly what they do. Force Coldy out. Zontares is just waiting. He knows exactly what his team are about to do. There's still going to be a couple of players, though, but that's not long. Paz will go down. Will be a trade. Davkos slightly trapped. Zontares not actually going to get the second kill. Kabakan will be able to trade things out, and now they're isolated. It's only a plat push. It's down to the man himself, Calix. Managed to get 4 in the last round. That's a lovely shot through the wood to get it back. Sotfik also going to be missing the shot. He's just looking to try and find the angle. He's only got 15 seconds to play with, though. Going to go for this aggressive push. Finds 1. 5 HP. He's just got to go. As if this AWP misses the shot, this could all be done and dusted, but he doesn't. Sotfik will capitalize. The double AWP setup works, but they're not going to have a double AWP going into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, you know, arguably, did it really work, or did Sotfik just kind of do some work then? Yeah, did we even really see the other AWP
if it's a double AWP, then if it's a single AWP, I mean, Sotfik doesn't have an AWP, so...
Yeah.
That's the only way you can put it.
But I mean, you know, Davkos could just hang it up for this game. Maybe if it isn't working out for him, who knows? But we only see many space soldiers this time, all out towards B. No one even watching this A site. It's going to be a change of pace, just full-on aggression. Coldie to find one, finds two as they walk in like lambs to the slaughter. Return has to come in here from Despe as he peeks out wide. He's looking to try and spot this lone player on the statue, gets the first, but Coldie's still up. He's still making it work. He's only 6 HP, but he's going to find himself a third. Looking for a fourth. He's the Molotov's just raining on in and through the fire and flames. He changed out to the USP. What are you doing, Coldie? He's going to get 4. And then it's all going to be on Demon to pick up that last one. Despe goes down as well. He was, for all intents and purposes, Coldie's kill. He got him down to like 6 HP. But Coldie, what was that? You're looking like a beast. Your name should be Hottie, if anything, because that was... God. That was maybe not Coldie, maybe not that one. Babe, don't do that. But still, 4-7 right now.
We should call him Hottie. I'm just keeping that one in my memory bank. Absolutely wonderful. Either way, it has got them their 4th round on the board. Here's double up setup once again. No AWP this time for Despe, but they could have afforded one. They've actually opted to switch out, and well, Quebecan will go down on drop once again. Not going to be enough for them to actually get anything going at the moment. Obviously, if they lose this round, they're still going to have economic trouble. As, looking for the edge of the smoke, actually gets flashed out. Doesn't want to go too aggressive. There is going to be aggression at the moment from Sotfig. Of course, he does have that secondary AWP, and Major playing that lurk role at the moment over towards the A site. The rest of this team still waiting in almost a 3-pronged defense just around this plat position, which does mean that, of course, Zontaras could take over drop once again.
Look at him. He's a man obsessed. He's always there. And, I mean, it works out for him 9 times out of 10, but not this time. This is that 10%. Davkos says no. And when Davkos says no, Eva Zontaras has to bow his head. There we go. He's going to go down, put back into a 4-on-4 now. Space Soldier's looking to try and remedy this by grabbing control of A. Now, Sophics here with the AWP. He did some damage in the last round. He's posted up towards the hut, peeks out wide. Despe does fall. He goes for a second as well. He's going to be getting a little bit hungry for these frags. Davkos is here on the double AWPs. They're working flawlessly. Calyx is going to be in a 1v4. Now we've seen him nearly win these. Let's see if he can actually win these. Spots out. Davkos going to be tagged down low, and then there's Dima on the peak. And will be Team Spirit find themselves a 5th. And at this point, everything looks to be kind of clicking into place a little bit for the CT side. They seem to have been able to deal with the beast that is Zontaras. They've somewhat tamed him for the time being, and the damage he can do from drop.
Yeah, no, it does seem like, well, especially with the AWPs in play, I think Sotfik just isolating that A site has worked wonderfully. Playing a passive position, but just making sure he can re-peek into angles that are beneficial to him and not going for ridiculous shots, not going for anything insane, using utility well. And that is something that Space Soldiers haven't really done so far. It's a lot of it just aggression and sheer aim, whereas their actual strategy has mainly just been, okay, can we get drop control? Can we now take B or A? Like, that's sort of been the way they've been going. So I'd like to see them utilize some smokes a bit better. I feel like in that round especially, they could have easily isolated both AWPers if they just had some smokes to play with. So yeah, we'll see if they could do something a little bit more. Major going to be relegated down to a Tech 9, and, well, sometimes that's not even relegated. 2 players also don't have any head armor, so the benefit of those M4s is going to be through the roof. And, well, looking like quite aggressive round coming out at the moment. We're already going to see Dima and Coldie. Well, Coldie's going to get taken down, but it's quick trades. Despe not going to shoot him through the box, I guess. Just going to try and force him out. So far, not really finding anything, but he will hit the shot. Calyx with the aggressive push. Davkos still here. Has dropped the bomb. Now they're going to try and just flash him out of position. Here comes the Molotov. This is what I wanted to see, but the smoke will deny it. However, they know exactly where he is. Sophic has rotated him, but he's going to go down again. Calyx just straight through Chicken Coop, doing all of the damage. And now Quebecan, well, he's got a decent position, but he is also down.
Yeah, Despe just going to be showing up there with the AWP. He hasn't really had a chance to kind of show off his AWPing superiority until just now, as he does finally get given his chance. Kind of the heavy hitter gets taken down. They lose a couple of players early on, and suddenly he's like, don't worry guys, I got this. He does pick things up, and that's going to be an 8th round now for Space Soldiers. More importantly, perhaps, the economic reset going to be fully felt by Team Spirit here, who do have to just buy down a $2,000. Now, interestingly enough, Quebecan, he says, nah, I'm good. I don't need a gun in the last round. He goes for the 5.7 in armor, despite the fact it ruins his economy. And I think that's just because of the the gravity of kind of where he's been playing at the Wards drop. He needs it, in all fairness, to face off against these AKs, whereas he is just a sitting duck. Now, Team Spirit, they've gone all or nothing. 3 players over the Wards drop, and this is how you're meant to hold it against Centaurus, who just finds one anyway. Flash goes out. They try putting 3 people against him. Who's going to win in this engagement? The Centaurus or 3? And the answer, narrowly 3, but they have to rotate everyone around. Calyx able to find Kabakin as well. It's now going to be put into a 2-on-3. As Centaurus and Calyx, they lock down, drop down, but they do go down in the process. Man advantage still in favor of Space Soldiers, but they haven't been able to gather a few weapons. Would have been nice to see them boost up Coldy in towards drop so he can get the AK at least, but he does want to stay on the CZ. Despe deals with Sophic, and now it is all on Coldy. He will most likely, I was going to say go and get the AK, but instead, looking like he wants to try and do some damage, which, fair enough, they can buy next round. It's just if he did save, at least Kabakin would have had a gun.
I have to say, I'm really, really happy to see Calyx in this team. Just a player I absolutely love to watch, and to see him now making his way forward is just wonderful. Like, his spray control, just shooting chicken coop, is ridiculous. Like, every time he just seems to line up and just manage to connect. Big fan. And, well, so far, he's been doing very, very well. 17 and 10 on the scoreboard, even leading the way past Antares. You never know, maybe there's a new kid in the block. But we're going to see Davkos back on that AWP. Hasn't had the biggest of impacts. It's actually been Sophic so far, but they are going to be pushing into his angle. The peak comes out. He's too quick on the trigger. Doesn't have any armor, so we'll fall back. Just going to take another angle. A bit more passive. He's got support. And now we're going to see Molotov actually to just force him out of that angle. They knew where he'd be playing. Sophic will get taken down because of it. That's a smart little move that's come in as well. Calyx with the pre-fire. Not quite able to get anything done just yet, but it's 4v4, and that's always going to benefit the T side.
Yeah, Centaurus going to be once again down drop, and they are looking to profit from this. And, well, it looks like they might profit just that, as he looks to push on out on towards B. Bombs rotating around as well. Do you know how to calculate the profit, Tom? It's the earnings minus the DAV cost. There we go. Bam. There we Centaurus is going to find one. He does get traded out by Dima. Kabakin deals with Calyx as well. It's going to be very, very quickly put back with the man advantage in favor of Team Spirit here. And Major, he's making his way towards the B side. Somehow he didn't spot out Dima just then, but him and Despe are trying to hold on to this round. Man advantage going to be going heavily in favor of Team Spirit right now. They should be able to retake this if they just go for the trades. But Despe, he's been on fire with these AWP in these last couple of rounds. Kabakin wants to go out for the peak. He's been having a very quiet game. Pop Flash going to go out. Does land its mark. SP has to stop holding the angle as a result. Now as he peeks out wide, Kabakin's going to fall. Equalize back out to a 2-on-2. Despe changes things up. Major's able to find one, and he finds the next. They all go down, and somehow Major and Despe manage to hold on to that round there for Space Soldiers. 5-10 right now in favor of the Turkish side.
Yeah, pretty good half in the end. Obviously, 5 rounds is workable. It's definitely workable. I've seen Team Spirit play this map very, very well in the past. They actually had a strategy which I really enjoyed, which I think it involved Dima. It was either Dima or Kabakin, but basically they would run straight out Broken Wall, just go straight towards drop as a sort of just like basically look at me strategy. If they get a kill, great. And then they set Davkos up with that AWP on plat, and he just kills everyone. It's not really like a crazy strategy, but it's just sort of that almost distraction game, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't casted them in a long, long time. They may have even been last season during the qualification. I don't think they managed to get, well, I know they didn't manage to get through to the land, so obviously quite a way to go this time. They've got LDLC currently top of the board, 3 points, but nobody else has even played a game, so one of these teams will be joining them, and I think if they can do it in 2 maps, then they will go top of the board, so we'll see if that is possible. Either way, we are going to have quite a bit of utility in the round at the moment, but it's going to be a quick play on towards this B site. Paz is going to be there and waiting, but look at the push already. He'll manage to get one. Solfic able to trade. Zontaris gets another, but it's still only going to be a 1-man advantage at the moment. The rotation from Major is going to try and take back drop control, but it's going to be Coldy to quickly take his head clean off, and Debo with another.
Oh, but here's Calyx, and there we go. Oh, he is, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, Tom. It goes, you got the king of Turkish Counter-Strike, Zontaris, and then you've got, the up-and-coming fresh prince. And that's definitely Calyx. I mean, he is just a wonder to watch, like a true spectacle. Right now, 20-11. And I think, one day we could see the king be overthrown, Tom. I don't know about you, but Oh, that's a ballsy prediction. No Team Spirit, though, they do forego the pistol round, and as a result, they will be force buying on down what they can. They didn't get the bomb down. Davkos, the only exception. He does pick up the deagle, but that is going to be it. As he needs to try and hold on to a little bit extra money so he can go for that AWP buy. He's kind of been having a, fairly decent impact with it, although we didn't really see him with too many opportunities to try and bring it into the rounds. In the time being, Team Spirit making their way up towards long. Player out mid as well, Sophic. He's going to be checking that. They've got the positioning needed to split up through ramp and long, but Calix shutting things down already. Him and Major. They shut down one long player. The mid guy falls as well. Sophic gets dropped. Kabakin trying to make his way out. Does find Calix looking for a second. Major might walk on out of his crosshair. As he does pick up that first frag and he put back into a 3-on-4. Kabakin's still looking for more. Forces Major into the corner, but it doesn't matter. He makes it work anyway. That's going to be bomb dropped as Coley goes down. Zantares doesn't feel right leaving his teammate to die like this and just jumps down onto the site to save his life. 5-12. And I think maybe that was because he was kind of, paying his dues there after he headshotted Major in the pistol round down to like 20 HP.
Oh, there. See, look, Calix is just a man after my own heart at this point in time. He's got the XM, the trusty moneymaker, going to be going close up on long. This is a pretty interesting angle to be holding. Obviously, Snacks does it with the mag, but we are going to have this push in. Major actually going to get isolated. How much can he do? He gets 2 already. Going to fall back. Can he get a 3rd? Yes, he can. This is so much money being made. That's 4. Almost the ace. Oh, Calix, that would have been ridiculous. We still made so much money. That is just insane.
Look at him. He's the bank of space soldiers right now. I mean, he's phenomenal. He's the king of almost acing. That should be his title. It's 4 every time. 4 or nothing. If it ain't 4, it ain't Calix. And, well, it is going to be 5-13. Team Spirit can finally buy on down. But, I mean, Tom, my morale would be shot to pieces, just like the whole Team Spirit team after what just happened there.
Well, yeah, what do you do? What do you do against that? Absolute ludicrousy, and it's not going to stop there. Zantares already boosted up back in his trusty drop room. They're already going to be a man down. It's 13-5 at this moment in time. So much money already spent up. They're going to go for a double AWP into what would be the next buy round of the tees. So Despe and Calix. He's used the auto shotty. Now he's going to go for an AWP, and it's actually that would have hit. That would have been a kill if it wasn't blocked by his own teammate. That is just horrible. There we go, Davkos. He will eventually get his own kill back after he shoots Coldy in the back of the leg. We go back to the 3 versus 3. We do still have Paz actually only on a UMP at the moment. Davkos still glass cannon, but he's able to do the work at the moment.
Zantares going to be peeking out towards mid now. Will Coldy check it? He will. Down goes Zantares, and that's going to open up this A side, but quickly on the rotate. Despe is there. He finds the kill on a Davkos over a long. And now it's going to be putting it back into a 2-on-2. Coldy even wants to think about rotate, but there's not really enough time if he does make that decision, so they have to execute. And Sophic is still trying to take this B site like they've got 1 minute and 30 left to play around with. He's going to be throwing out a couple of smokes and flashes, perhaps to sell this fake, and it might work out due to the time constraints as Despe starts to rotate on off. Now, Coldy can't quite find that frag, but it does allow Coldy to cross in towards the A site, and that was perfect. Sophic sells the fake brilliantly, and now bomb's going to go down. Space soldiers have to try and retake this 2-on-2. Smoke's going to deny the presence in through the connected door, and it looks like Sophic might even opt to go aggressive potentially. Coldy on the site, knows where Despe is, peeks out, but doesn't want to re-challenge this AWP, but it's going to land the flash. It's going to work for the time being. He finds that first frag. There's Paz to find a follow-up, but oh, he's going to land the other. Sophic goes down. The UMP prevailing for the side of Space Soldiers. Ow. That's going to be their 14th. I don't even know, Tom. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
That's... I genuinely don't know how he won that battle. Sophic holding the angle and then just gets absolutely wrecked by a UMP. That is ridiculous. The weapon is ridiculous. The play was ridiculous, but it works. Space Soldiers 14-5. There's now 7 rounds in a row for them. And looking to close this one out in absolutely dominating fashion. Will still be a buy on the board. All AKs across, but only a little bit of utility to play with, so looking like we may just see a fast B play. Nobody going anywhere else other than towards that plat. It's going to be Kabakin to flash them in.
Pump flash gonna go out as Antares to find one. Despe does find the neck, but the trades quickly come through from Davkost and Coldy. They do mop up 2 players in the water B-side. Major now on the retake up to find one. As there's Paz into all on Kabakin in the blink of an eye. Now he's 2 HP left, and he's got to try and go for this. They don't really need this shot, but the Molotov might do enough. It forces him back, and already it's looking like saving definitely gonna be on his mind, but no. Kabakin's going to try and go for it. 2 HP, a bucket full of dreams, and a face full of lead. Calyx to take him down. That's going to be Space Soldiers arriving at match point 5-15. Triple the scoreline of Team Spirit, who aren't going to be feeling too great after this. They will be able to buy on down once more for the last round, but a couple of players will have to forego the AKs. I mean, interestingly, this side Sophic isn't going to be going for one. Instead, opting for the Tech 9 and a little bit of utility. It would have made more sense maybe to stick kind of, you know, Dima.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have enough money to buy the AK in the first place, but still, Major goes down towards mid. Now, that's the start that Team Spirit needed. They grabbed that early man advantage. Can they convert that to anything more, though?
Yeah, that's the big question. Still the double ups there to try and pick them apart. Alex currently playing over towards long. They have rotated a second in, so it does leave that B site and drop down a little bit vulnerable at this moment in time. We are going to see the push. Calyx trying to run away. He still turns around and gets the frag. Just nothing going right at the moment for this Team Spirit side. They had him isolated, but not down.
Yeah, you can't deal with him like you can any other man, Calyx.
Who's Antares?
Somehow able to find that. Look at Zentares. That's a phrase that you have to get used to hearing. I mean, he's somehow been allowed to push up through mid. It's just sitting on those stairs, letting them cross over at long. And while they haven't checked it, I'm not entirely sure they're going to expect him to be here, especially considering that they think mid's clear. He does find that first on the team, but now he's tagged out extremely low. He's got a lot to think about here as Kabakin comes around from behind and does trade that one out. Going to be put back into a 3-on-3, but there's only 35 seconds left. Team Spirit once again gonna have their hands twisted into making their way out on towards the A site. You can already see they've rotated Calyx here. You've also got a Paz just holding the site. Sorry, and now it's Despe over towards B. He's alone. The rotate's going to take a while, but as the flashes and smokes rain in, Paz finds one. Davkost has the trade now. They hear the footsteps in through mid. And now, why did you jump? What the hell was that, Davkost? You might have just cost them the game, as now it's all on Sophic. He's going to fall as well as Paz gets the triple at the end. 5-16, Space Soldiers with a phenomenal performance here on Cobblestone.
Yeah, no, absolutely dominating. So many big plays coming out, and, well, I don't really know what to say about what just happened to Team Spirit. Every single thing they tried just seemed to get them into a position where, okay, now it's going to work. Okay, maybe this will work, and it just didn't. They didn't manage to achieve anything in that game. They got absolutely destroyed, and, well, now going on to Cash, they've got to try and make this a turnaround.
Yeah, and that's going to be a challenge. That is no easy feat, especially when you consider that right now they are undefeated on Cash on the side of Space Soldiers, and they've been looking phenomenal on that map. The map veto is really questionable on behalf of Team Spirit. And I mean, you know, especially when you consider their kind of bans, right? They banned out their no play map. But when you're up against a team like Space Soldiers, is that something you can afford to be wasting your first ban on? I don't think it is, Tom. But you know, we are going to be throwing to a quick break. Before we do, because we've still got another map coming up very, very shortly. Like we said, that is going to be Cash. A quick hello to everyone in chat. Thank you for your support. And we'll be back in a little bit. A quick hello to Charlie Uno. Oh, God. Beta Numdola. There we go. I can't read that. Rams and Kirsten. Why are the names so hard to read today? Fiula, Whoopi7. That's an easy one. Thank you. Circundata, Senkim Sinya. Insensible 59, HRMH1. Oh, can't read that one. No, I'm just gonna call you Cralston, Tessopa 1. Benot, dude, thank you for modding the chat, just being a complete
look at Zentares.
Yeah, it's Zentares. It's budget Zentares. Screen TP, Bilbo Swaggins 367, D71D. I know that's not how you meant to read it, but Zarex 22, Stings Volgan, Aiko the Beast 22. There's a lot of 22s. Why would there 21 other people who took these guys' names? Zamile, Unrailsava, McHugh, Mark GB, ooh, Rabbits. And that'll do. We're gonna go ahead and take a break. So be sure to stick around. Map number 2 coming up soon.